I told you cannot be given a loan kama una source of income. Lazima kuna pesa inakuja ndo uweze kulipa loan. Another thing is that you don't know it's a business ama ni employment. Ipa si kuzaliwa ama nini. Anything can happen anytime. And if something happens anytime, there is a way as a bank I need to be covered, because hata kama utaenda ufutwe kazi, I can be able to recover my money. I gave you money, yes, you're supposed to pay it na hii time, yes, umeshindwa kulipa sahi because biashara haifanyi poa, okay, I cannot give you more money because it's not gonna work, but then I need my money. So you need to give me something that is equivalent to the amount of money that I'm going to be giving you. The moment you show her the problems that you have outside your business, the more you're giving him reasons not to give you that loan. You need to be professional, walk in like a boss and show them this is what my business needs. This is where I am, this is where I want to be, and I need you. If there's a way you can be able to save for your business and start small, and from that small that you have, you approach a financial institution wa kuboost kidogo, then that one always works. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Florence here, and this is the Curious Entrepreneur KE. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. If this is your first time here, karibu sana, and I hope that you will consider subscribing to this channel before the end of this video. If this is not your first time here, thank you very much for coming back, and I love you. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing with you about loans. These are the requirements of a few things that you need to do, or the things that you should have for you to qualify for a loan here in Kenya in 2021 in a financial institution. And by a financial institution, I mean credit only. We have microfinance banks, we have commercial banks, we have SACCOs and those places, and not Shylocks and mobile banking. No, we are not going to be discussing about Shylocks and mobile bankings, because I will recommend you go and borrow from a reputable financial institution. Number one, because of the interest. Their interest is a bit reasonable. Number two, they'll give you quite a good duration for you to pay your loan. Number three, they can give you quite a reasonable amount, a good amount, depending on what you can qualify for. And number four, hawatakupatia pressure mob. Yeah, you can be able to pay, na pia security yenye wataitisha, it's a bit reasonable. So please note, this is for financial institutions here in Kenya and not anywhere else. Before I start this video, please let me give a huge shout out to one of my biggest fans, She Tourist, all the way from Turkey. Thank you very much, my dear, for always supporting this channel. Every time I post a video, she's always the first one to like and comment. I love you. Thank you for this support. Also, this video has been requested severally by Laura Oruko. My dear, I'm sorry for the delay, but here we are. So my voice is a bit off because niko na homa, and also the lighting is a bit off kidogo, so please bear with me. I have to do this video today. I really do need to do this video today. So let me start by saying that we don't borrow because we are poor. We borrow because we are smart enough to realize that we need financial boost. And number two, a very wise old rich man once told me, if there is a way you can be able to use other people's money and save yours for projects, but make sure unalipa, always do that. Use other people's money and save yours. Sikumwelewa, but now I do. So please think about that, and let's start. I don't want this to be a very long video, and when I talk about loans, I know it's a very broad topic, and I'm going to be breaking it down to you in bits on Mondays. But today we are going to be concentrating on how you can be able to build your portfolio and be eligible for a loan here in Kenya in 2021. Okay, so I'm going to be bringing you this. I'm going to be using very simple terms, and let me start by saying that I'm not bringing you from a professional point of view. So many institutions do it differently, but these are the basics. Okay, I'm bringing you this information from a person who have given out loans for the last 7 years, and I've seen people build small businesses and transforming them to empires using loans, and I've also seen people bring down empires into very small businesses because of loans. Majority of Kenyans right now are surviving on loans. Unachukua hapa unalipa hapa, unachukua hapa unalipa hapa, na kama wewe ni mjanja, there is a way you can be able to maneuver na ikujenge. But then if you're not smart enough, kuna vile itakudrown. There are people who are drowning in loans. Shylocks wanawakimbiza, wameuza vitu kwa nyumba, wameuza vitu, wamefagia, wamechotwa, and it's not bad. It's all because maybe there's something you missed. Na kwanza ukiona umeanza kuingia kwa Shylocks, if you're a business person or you are employed, no unaingia kwa Shylocks, please jiite kama mkutano, think about it, take a break, take a breath and start working nyuma. Angalia what you're doing wrong, because hizo vitu zinaweza zikakumaliza. Requirements number one, you must have a source of income. Acha kuniangalia hivyo. Yeah, you must have a source of income. Nobody is going to give you a loan to start a business. Nikupatie 50,000, uende uchukue nyumba, ulipe rent miezi mbili, already 15,000 imeenda, upartition already another 10,000 imeenda, and then ulete stock ya 20,000 na pia umeweka kidogo, and then where are you going to get the money to pay the loan from? Many people, many financial institutions don't give out money for startups. They give money to boost your business, okay? Either to diversify, to expand, but they don't give you money to start. Not unless you have a source of income. Maybe you are employed, you have a very good salary. Now, let me tell you the reason why they do this. It's not because they don't want to help you. It's because they don't want kukuweka kwa mahali penye mtaanza kusumbua na story ya kuchotana na nini. Because if I give you money, if a bank gives you money right now to start a business, uende uanze alafu ikose kupik, and you know when they give you money they expect you to start paying within 1 month. Okay, umechukua nyumba, umepartition, umeweka stock, you don't have clients, and for a business to start generating money it needs time. It's always good, and let me give you this advice for free. If you're planning on starting a business, ile pesa yenye unaekea biashara yako, always make sure that you have rent here like 3 or 4 months. If you're employing someone, please make sure you have rent here like 3 months na pia salary here like 3 months for that person, because your business is not going to start making you money immediately, not unless it's a business and umefanyia research na unajua ukiweka hapa hiyo biashara it will start giving you money, and it's not always guaranteed. It's not always guaranteed that it's going to start giving you money. So what I would advise you is that if you do not have a business, or if you do not have a source of income and you're thinking of maybe starting a business, I would advise either uandikwe kazi, get a source of income from employment where unaweza pata payslip na pia unaweza chukua loan from that end, or save for your business. Start saving kidogo. If you're really a fresh person, fresh kabisa, una kitu unafanya and you really want to start a business, I would advise you start small. Kama ni anza kidogo, answer with what you have. Ask your mom or maybe borrow from someone, but don't go to financial institution, because the first thing that they are going to ask you the moment umeingia, the first thing that officer will ask you is, what do you do for a living? Nini nakupatia pesa sahi? You know, we are not, if there's a way you can be able to save for your business and start small, and from that small that you have, you approach a financial institution wakuboost kidogo, then that one always works. And that brings us to point number 2. After having a source of income, number 2, you must have documentation. We are talking about a bank. We are talking about a financial institution. The only way you're going to communicate with them is through your documents, okay? If you have a salon, or maybe if you have a shop, you must have license ile ya kanjo. Kama umeregister biashara yako, it has a business name, make sure you have that business registration document with you. Kama kuna vile unabaigi vitu from wholesale na kuna hizo receipts, if there are suppliers and all those kind of things, make sure you have your documentation in order. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a secret. When you go to a financial institution, you meet a relationship officer. Anakuambiaga the things that you're supposed to have, okay? What he or she is trying to do is to create a file for you. Yeye ndo anajua story yako, but then his or her work ni kutengeneza hiyo file apelekea watu kama 10. These people don't know you, they have not met you, they don't know you have a good smile, they don't know you're cute, they don't know anything about you, but then you can be able to communicate with them using the documents that you have provided. Your documents must be very convincing, because this is a person that doesn't know you na unataka kupatie a specific amount of money for you to boost your business. You need to show in those documents that your business can and deserves to be boosted in one way or the other. Your business is doing well, lakini kuna vile ina need boost kidogo. Pia inaoneshanaga kuna vile umejipanga na unajielewa. So make sure your documentation are in order. For a business person, what you need is a business license for that year. You need business registration documents, kama ni hizo invoices and those receipts. If you're in a place where you don't have those, make sure you buy a receipt book. Every time you do a sales, make sure you write it down. Kama wewe ni mtu mwenye hujalipa license and maybe unadiligi na wase wa kanjo, make sure you keep those kanjo receipts that they offer. There are these loans, there are these financial institutions, especially these small financial institution, not small things like microfinance banks, SACCOs, now watu. Make sure you do your research and bank where at a place where you can be able to be assisted when you need help. Kuna watu wenye wanatumiaga, they can be able to assist you wakitumia hizo receipts za kanjo. There are those that hata kuangaliagi, ukienda kuambia una license, they are like we cannot be able to give you money. So make sure you do your research. Angalia na una bank mahali unajua unasaidika. So there are those financial institutions like a place where I used to work, Choice Microfinance Bank. We had those products for watu wenye wanakuaga mama mboga na hizi biashara ndogo that don't have licenses. We have a product, we used to have a product for them. So ukikuja, there are those documents that you must have, but because we understand that you cannot be able to get those complicated documents, what you have is what you're going to use. So make sure you check on the financial institution where you're banking. Ndio ile wakati wenye unahitaji pesa ukienda hapo hawaanzi kukuambia ati hapana mama, we cannot be able to give you money because of this and this. So you must have the right documentations. If you are employed, kitu ya kwanza lazima ukuwe na payslips, lazima ukuwe na letter of appointment, hiyo ni barua unapewa ukiandikwa kazi. Another document that you need to have if you're employed is a letter of comfort from your employer and some other few things that you're going to be discussing uko mbele. Tafuta file, make sure you're filing all those things. If there are those receipts, make sure all those documentations are right and they are also original. Usiende kuforge vitu. Bankers are very smart. Usiende kuforge vitu. Make sure the documents that you're going to avail, the documents that you're going to provide are documents that are representing your business in a positive or in a way that can give someone else the convincing that they need to give you money. All right, so number 2, you must have the right documentations. Number 3, you need to have a clean CRB report. By clean, I don't mean isiwe na madoadoa. Okay, majority of Kenyans right now, their CRB reports, I see kwa hizi research zinafanywa Metropole and everything, a huge percentage of Kenyans are in CRB. And for banks, if you say that you cannot be able to give someone who has been negatively listed in the CRB a loan, hiyo inamaanisha you cannot be able to lend in Kenya. So many people wamechukua the mobile loans, kuna zile loans za kitambo. There are those people who have been listed there because they were a guarantor. Ulikuwa guarantor, you signed for someone a very long time ago, but because they didn't pay, your name is still in the CRB. What you need to do is that you need to check your CRB report. Actually, it's 100 shillings. Unafaa unaweza jiangalilia kwa simu. Yeah, jiangalilie kwa simu, analyze it. I think I'm going to do a video on how you can be able to analyze your CRB report, but it's very easy. It's very, very easy. So you need to check it, angalia the outstanding loans that you have. Once you pull your CRB report, how it is, it's that the loans za kwanza zinakuwaga zenye umedefault. Hizo za kwanza zinakuwaga zenye hazijalipwa. So make sure you check the first loans. Kama hakuna zinaonekana zimelipwa, then that's okay. So make sure you analyze your CRB report. Kama kuna loan iko hapo that you have not paid and you're sure you've not paid it, please make sure you pay. The good thing about mobile loans is that they give you time to pay. They are not a big threat, but you need to pay. Unakujaga kujua they are a big threat when you need to take a loan and you cannot be given because there is that loan that you have not cleared. So you need to clear it. So make a point, make an attempt of paying it. Hata kama ni kidogo 100 shillings, 1,000 shillings, make sure you clear, and that's how you rectify your CRB report. When you go to a bank and they pull your CRB report, they don't want to see a team. They don't care if you had a loan na hukulipa at that time. What they don't want to see is that you had a loan, unajua ulikuwa umechukua loan and you didn't pay. So it will always have, I think I need a CRB report for me to explain this. I'm going to do this in another video. I guess I'm going to do a video on this, but make sure you pull your CRB report, or if you go to a financial institution, before you even open that account, make sure you tell them to pull your CRB report. It's 100 or 150 shillings depending on the institution. No mwambia kuinterpretia vizuri, or even in a cyber, but I think I'm going to do a video on this. So it doesn't matter if you had taken a loan a very long time ago or you were listed a very long time ago. What matters is that you paid. Although there is a way itaenda kuambia mtu huyu mtu anapeagwa loans na kuna vile halipi on time, but then that is not gonna make you not get that loan. It's not going to rule it out at we cannot give you money because you had an M-Shwari loan of 2,000 and you didn't pay in 2019. No, Make sure you clear pole pole. And if there's a way you can be able to keep borrowing those mobile banking loans or loans, that is the way you increase your score. In a CRB report we have credit score, okay? Kuna vile inafaa kupanda up to 900, so you need to check. Kuna vile unaweza pull upate uko na 100 out of 100. I'm telling you, kuna vile CRB yako inakuwa imeharibika, but there's a way you can be able to resolve that by borrowing. Every time you borrow and you pay, it's updated in the CRB report. So once it's updated, inapandishaga yo. If you pay it at the right time, kuna vile upandisha score yako pole pole. So if there's a way you can be able to borrow our watu wenye wanalistigi from mobile banking, things like Timiza, Mshwari, KCB, M-Pesa, from that bank that you bank, if it may be cooperative bank, they have those mobile loans. So make sure you're borrowing, they always update them on the CRB report. And once you pay on time, kuna vile inapandisha score yako. So pull your CRB report, analyze it, and when you go to a financial institution, even before you open that account, especially if you're there purposely for borrowing a loan, always make sure that the first thing that they do is that they pull your CRB report and make sure wamekuelezea kila kitu yenye iko hapo. And if you cannot be able to interpret it, go to someone who can be able to interpret it for you. But please click on that notification bell, because I'm going to be doing a video on this very soon, okay? So you need to have a clean CRB report. Another thing that you need to know, or another thing that you need to have, is a bank statement. All right, you need to open a bank statement for your business. Kuna watu wanatumia M-Pesa, it's okay. Some banks will use that one, some will say it's not sufficient. Kuna watu wanafungulia biashara zao till. Nowadays, because of the till and everything, it's becoming a bit easy, because most clients prefer using the till number because they are not charged. Kuweka kwa till, it's free. But then unapata kuna wale wanalipa cash. For a bank, you can go and tell them, okay, I have a till number, but then they will still request you to have a bank statement for the last 6 months. They need a bank statement for the last 6 months. So make sure you open an account and start saving for your business. And it's also a nice thing, because once you have a bank account, there's a way you're disciplined. Unafu kuliko vile unashindagana cash ya biashara, once something inapita top, inapita unanunua, viatu za mtoizi inapita unanunua. Once you get that, you get used to banking pesa yako kwa bank account every day. Kuna vile unasikia gata umeanza kugrow in a way that you are able to separate your personal money from the business money. Kama hauna till number, I would recommend you open a till number. It's free actually. Open a till number for your business, because mostly squeezy vile wanafanya, when they request you for a bank statement and you also have a good M-Pesa statement, they don't want the personal M-Pesa statement for a business. No, most of them wanaitisha. Yeah, they can still use the personal one, but most of them recommend a business till statement. You can either get your M-Pesa statement from Safaricom, or they always send them on a monthly basis. You can print that, but always make sure you request, uliza mwenye anakuprocessia loan if the one that they want. If they tell you to print, go print, because it's a bit expensive. You pay, I think, 25 shillings a page. 25 shillings. So you can imagine a vile watu utumia M-Pesa statement, you can have even 100 pages. So before you go printing, make sure you request kama anaweza tumia ya cyber, ama anaweza tumia hiyo ya email, ama anataka the certified one from Safaricom. Yeah, so make sure you open a bank statement for your business. And before you open that account, always make sure you request these two things. Number one, the ledger fees. Before uende kufungua account, make sure you request, ama umauliza story ya ledger fees. Ledger fees is the amount of money that is charged in your account every month. Mostly it happens in business accounts. In business accounts, unapata wana charge like 300 shillings for the current accounts, but then there are those other accounts zenye zinakuwaga na ledger fees. So please make sure you open an account yenye haina ledger fees. There are those people who open an account and then you bank like 1,000 shillings, and then after like 3 months unapata you have like 700 shillings. It's because of these fees. Make sure they are very clear that there are no ledger fees in that account. And number two, make sure the account that you're opening, the minimum balance of that account is 0. That means that anytime you deposit money hapo, unless wanatoa the transaction charges, you can be able to withdraw up to 0. Yani unaweza acha hiyo account ikiwa zero, okay? So make sure the minimum balance of the account that you are opening is zero, and also there are no ledger fees for that account, because you can open an account yenye minimum balance is 2000 and you're there umelipwa kibarua umekewa 2000 hapo, you go withdraw and you told you cannot be able to withdraw from this account because the minimum balance of this account is 2000 shillings. So please, these are things that people don't ask, but please make sure you ask minimum balance na ledger fees. Open a bank account for your business. It helps a lot, and it also helps you see if your business is growing or not. So make sure you open a business account, because they will always ask for a business statement for the last 6 months. Wanaweza itisha M-Pesa, but always depending on the amount that can be processed using the till statement alone, the M-Pesa statement alone. But then if you're talking about 200, 300, a million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, no, an M-Pesa statement alone will not do. So depending on the amount that you want, please make sure you have a bank statement. It doesn't matter kama biashara yako ni ndogo ama ni kubwa, always make sure you have a bank statement for your business. Do that. Open a bank account and get that ATM. Kuna vile ukifungua wallet yako hapo na kuna ATM, kuna NSSF, kuna NHIF card, unafiligi kuna vile ukoacha tu unafungua ni macoins tu zinaanguka. No, open that wallet in confidence, ukijua hapa kuna hata kama haina pesa, wacha ukuwe na hiyo ATM. Only pay 500 shillings kuchukua, and it can last for 3 years. Have that ATM there, have that ATM in that wallet. Make sure unaka mtu amejipanga. And actually, let me say this, there are so many people who go there with Ilea, I want to open an account today and have a loan and get a loan tomorrow. Okay, there are those people who use there are those financial institutions that use other people's statements. Unaweza kuna bank KCB, you go to Rafiki, you want a loan, wakwambia enda ulete statement yako ya KCB at the last 6 months, and within a week umeprocess your loan. That happens. But then there are those institutions that will tell you need to save with us for like 6 months. Most circles do that. You cannot be able to get a loan there kama uja save na wao for like 6 months, 7 months. They use their own statement, and I think that is very good, because you don't need to come to me. You're taking your million somewhere else, but then when you need help, you need 100,000, hawezi wakakupatia. You're coming to me, mimi mkulima mdogo nikupatie. So please make sure you're banking at a place where when you need help, like today I need help, when I come to you, you can be able to help me. Open that account today, even if you don't need that money today, because you don't know when you're gonna need that loan. All right, because you don't know when you're gonna need that loan. So other than the bank statement, another requirement, another thing that you need to have is security, collateral. You need to have a security. I told you cannot be given a loan kama una source of income. Lazima kuna pesa inakuja ndo uweze kulipa loan. Another thing is that you don't know it's a business ama ni employment. Ipa si kuzaliwa ama nini. Anything can happen anytime. And if something happens anytime, there is a way, as a bank I need to be covered, because hata kama utaenda ufutwe kazi, I can be able to recover my money. I gave you money, yes, you're supposed to pay it na hii time, yes, umeshindwa kulipa sahi because biashara haifanyi poa, okay, I cannot give you more money because it's not gonna work, but then I need my money. So you need to give me something that is equivalent to the amount of money that I'm going to be giving you. I have seen there are different types of securities that you can be able to use. Number one, ile ya chini kabisa ni chattels. Chattels, I mean vitu za nyumba. These are sofas, TV, fridge, kuka, nini hizo vitu. But most financial institutions don't like using them, because kuuza hizo vitu inakuwaga kazi, and if they are using them maybe for a loan less than 100,000, there are those institutions that don't give money using chattels. Ati akuja kupatia loans ati na unatumia chattels, no one will give. No, there are those that don't. It's either you have a tangible security or you don't. And that's why even Shylocks, when they give you a loan, they prefer wakikupatia loan kama unataka like 6,000 na umepledge kuka, wanaenda wanachukua kuka wanakaa nayo. Once you're done paying the loan, unaendea. I don't understand how I can come tell you I have a problem and I have children, I need like 6,000, unipatie nikupatie TV yangu. What will the kids watch? Sijaelewa story ya Shylock. By the way, I have been in this industry for a very long time and I have never understood how Shylocks work. But then the moment that you give someone money, it's very tricky, because unawapatiaga pesa and then they don't pay, and I'm like, I know how it feels, but then I don't find it very okay. Better hata umnyime kuliko uende uchukue TV na watoi wataona nini ama watapikiwa na nini ukichukua hiyo meko. I don't understand. But anyway, you can be able to use chattels as security depending on the institution and also depending on the quality of of your chattels. Kuna wale wanakuwaga na vitu kali, by the way, kuna watu wanakuwaga na vitu kali sana kwa hao, but then they are discounted. You find that you need a loan ya 100k, your chattels are like 500,000, you want to be given 500,000, no one will give you 500,000. Actually, you can find yourself qualifying for a loan of 100 or 150, because by the time you're finishing paying that loan, maybe within a year, hizo vitu zitakuwa zimedepreciate with time, and selling those things is a lot of work, and it's also expensive. Number 2, you can use a car. If you have a car, a logbook, you can be able to use it, and I'm gonna be talking about this maybe in another video, securities and all that. For you to use a logbook, lazima ikuwe kwa jina yako, ama unaweza tumia ya a friend, provided anataka ifanywe everything. Like for you to use it, it must be done valuation. Lazima ufanye valuation so that they can be able to know the value of the car. And they also discount. There are those people who discount it at 70%, 50%. So if your car is worth like, let's say for example, it's worth 600,000 from the valuation, unaweza pata ukipewa loan ya like 300,000, because vehicles depreciate very fast. And another thing, for you to get a loan using a car, lazima ifanye valuation, number 1, as I've said. Number 2, lazima iwekwe car track. Yeah, you need to pay for the car track. And number 3, you need to let that logbook, it must be joint registered. Lazima isome jina ya bank na pia jina yako. And also for the insurance, for security purposes, lazima pia isome jina ya bank yenye inakupatia loan. So it's very easy to get a loan using a logbook, and you can also qualify for a good amount of money, and also the duration can be a bit high. So kama uko na mtu ako na gari, si lazima ikuwe kwa jina yako, provided anakubali consent na aandike chini aseme nakupatia. For you to use it as a security, lazima pia kuwe hapo ndani. Alright, you can also use land, you can also use other things, but I think the most common one are chattels. We have chattels, we have motor vehicle. It's also not very expensive. For you to use a vehicle as security, you need around how much? For the valuation, for the car track, and also for joint registration, you need around 20,000, depending on wanakwekea hiyo car track wapi. But then after that, unakaa for like a year. It's good. For land, my friend, for land it's a bit expensive, but then if you want a good loan kubwa, use land, because land appreciate with time. The people who will even finance you 100%. Kama land yako iko worth 3 million, they can even give you 3 million or maybe 2.5 million, because land appreciates with time. Selling it is a bit hectic, and also valuation, the process before the security perfection is done, it's gonna cost you money, and that cost is on you as a client, not the bank, no? So you need to be prepared, and they're gonna charge you kidogo for security perfection. Hata hizo chattels, they are gonna charge you a little bit for that, and that's why you need to watch my next video on Monday, because I'm gonna be explaining to you about these charges. Ile pesa unafaa kuwa nayo ndo upewe. It's very expensive, by the way, and some are not, but anyway, we're gonna be discussing that on another video. So other than security, you also need guarantors. You need 2 people who are gonna sign for you and say, huyu mtu namjua, nimesimama naye, in case akose kulipa, I can be able to pay. Those people are not there. Some squeezy wao watu hawapatikani, but then you need to have someone who can vouch for you. Lazima uonyeshane unajua kuishi na watu. You know, there are those people who come to the bank and they tell you, oh, you know, no, I don't want that. You know, I don't want people knowing about what I'm doing. Okay, we are sorry, we don't want them to know. But then you must have 2 people wenye unataka wajue what you're doing, because they are gonna see, and they are people that who trust you. Wenye wanajua, you cannot be able to fail them, because the moment you accept to be someone else's guarantor, you need to know that your CRB report, number 1, your CRB, there's a way you can be able to be listed in the CRB. Make sure you read that guarantor form before you sign. Unaambia go to kwa CRB, number 1. Number 2, you need to list a few things that in case ashindwe kulipa, you can be able, wanaweza chukua hizi vitu warudishe pesa yako. So it's like you're helping him, it's like you're an accomplice in a crime. Lazima ukue hapo, vitu zikienda vibaya, you're there mpaka dakika ya mwisho. So before you go putting that signature, make sure the person that you're signing for ni mtu mwenye you can be able to trust, na ni mtu hata you love that in a way that kakaenda vibaya unaweza mlipia, ama you don't mind vitu zako zikichukuliwa. Most people don't visit guarantors, but I loved visiting guarantors. Right now I don't have a job, by the way. If you have a job that you know I can do, I love people. I love dealing with people, and I love giving people. I think the reason why I love the process of giving people money is seeing someone grow from something to something beautiful, something big, you know. Unapatia mtu loan, unamnacha, unamwambia hivi na hivi na hivi, anaenda anafanya na pia biashara yake ina grow. I love that. I really love that. And I don't have a job right now. So if you have a job, a credit officer job that you think I can do, please inbox me. No, anyway, I'm just joking. But then other than the guarantors, you need to have guarantors. Wanakusainia, wanakujazia form, wanaleta documents zao. You need an ID and their passport photo, na wanatembea. Some visit. I love visiting because it's good to visit them. Some visit, some don't. And if you're a loan officer, let me give you a tip. If you're a loan officer na unapatia mtu mwenye amekomboa nyumba loan, make sure one guarantor lives in permanent residence, my friend, because utaona kivumbi. There are people who borrow, you know, people borrow with so many intentions. Kuna watu wanakuwa na intentions zingine mbaya. There are people who are very very bad. Kuna mtu anaomba hepe, anakuja anachukua loan leo na kesho anahama. And let me tell you something about borrowing, especially if you are living in a rental place, anaomba kiwa kwa hii nyumba, kesho anahambia floor ya chini, and you cannot be able to trace them. These people, I'm telling you, people are very smart here in Nairobi. So if you're a loan officer, for you to get covered, every time you disburse a loan, before you disburse a loan, make sure you're going for those visits. Kama anaishi nyumba ya kukomboa, it doesn't mean you don't need to give them loans, but at least make sure one guarantor lives in permanent residence, and make sure you're making it very very clear for those people, because kuna watu watakagi kuwa explainia the consequences that comes with being someone else's guarantor. No, utachotwa. Imagine you can, it is allowed. Utachotwa because you are consenting to that. And also something else, a requirement, you need those documentation. Kama hizi za rental, kama ni rent unaishi rental, make sure unaika hizo receipts za rental. Kama unalipa bill, sometimes they will request for the M-Pesa statement because they can be able to see vile unalipaga bills zako na M-Pesa. They analyze a lot from the M-Pesa statement. Actually, M-Pesa statement is the best. So yeah, make sure your M-Pesa statement is ready because it tells a lot about you, because nowadays watu wanatumia M-Pesa sana. And also another thing I wanted to mention is that other than the guarantors, other than you having a source of income, having the right documentations, having a good bank statement, having a good CRB report, having security, and also those two guarantors, there are other things that you need to know that you need to have. Ndo upewe loan here in Kenya, you must be a Kenyan citizen. There are those that are giving people from abroad, especially if you have an MOU or that kind of stuff. Yeah, hizo vitu zi will happen. We're not going to be discussing about that right now. You must be 18 years and above. Lazima ukuwe na ID. Lazima ukuwe na ID. So you must be over 18 years old. And I think something else that I wanted to say is that most banks don't finance 100%. Okay, they don't finance 100%. Let's say, for example, your plan or your budget. You must have a budget analysis. Lazima ukuwe na budget yenye uko nayo, and you must present it also. You must write it down because they are able to see what you want to do with the money that you're borrowing. So let's say, for example, your budget is 200,000. In that 200,000, you have a business already, and you want to diversify, ama unataka uongeze stock na uongeze kitu kama M-Pesa, umeilist hapo yote. Most banks don't give you 100%. What they tell you to do is that you need to deposit a certain amount collateral, and they use it as security. So kama unataka loan ya 200,000, there are those that will tell you wamekuapprove ya loan ya 200, but then you need to deposit 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, depending on the institution. So make sure you're ready. You don't go there at 0 point unakuja home na 100,000. No, you need to put in something. And actually this money yenye unaikaga, like from Choice Microfinance Bank where I used to work, we used to request for 10%, and from this 10%, that is your collateral. It's freezed. Every time you check your account, uko na like 10,000 if you had borrowed 100,000, but you cannot be able to access that money. It's your security money, and you cannot say at any point oh, I didn't have sina pesa ya kulipa installment this month, you're gonna be paying with that money. No, that is not money for you. That is money for the bank until you finish paying your loan. The moment you're done paying that loan, the last installment, there are those who allow you to use it in the last installment, but then there are those who want you to clear up to 0 alafu kuje utoe pesa yako. It's always your money, it's always in your account. Haifai kutolewa kwa account yako ipelekwe mahali pengine. No, every time you deposit money in your bank account, it's supposed to be in your bank account. Hakuna mahali inafaa kupelekwa. So always check your bank statements vile zinakaa. And you need to be ready with some pounds. So make sure you do your research. Angalia, tembea, angalia mabanks. See the things that they require. They need a lot of things, by the way. Kuna watu wana require hata 50%, 30%. I am like, I want $1 million. You're telling me to deposit 300k. Nimekuja kwako juu sina pesa. But then when I give you $1 million because you wanted $1 million, hii pesa nimekupatia tu hivi free, kuna vile utakuwa reluctant na kuna vile ukiweka hiyo project una vile utakuwa hapo. But the moment you feel like there's 300,000 at stake, hapo yako umesweatia, umesavia for the last 2-3 years, then there's a way you're gonna be committed and you're gonna want to work hard so that you can rudisha pesa yako. They think in different ways. There are those that will give you money point blank bila any deposit. There are those that will require, but 90%, 95% of institutions in Kenya will require you to deposit something for you to get. They will kupati si charges. Kuna loan charges, but it is collateral. This is part of their security. All right, it's your money. Once you're done paying the loan, you can be able to disburse. There are those who ask, maybe I'm going to credit only, hawanaga history ya banking, I cannot be able to open a bank with them. No, go there. They have other banks. Kuna wenye wana disburse their loans using M-Pesa. Kuna wenye wanakuambia you need to open an account at NCBA. Pesa yetu itapitia hapo ya loan, na pia ukitaka kulipa utalipa this way. So make sure you ask for those questions. Vile unafaa kuchukua loan itaingia through where, na pia unaweza ekewa kwa M-Pesa na uko na fuliza ya pesa yote. So make sure you ask them mahali unataka ipitie. You cannot dictate to them mahali wanataka ipitie. That is their protocol. Hiyo ndo nini, kama inafaa kupitia M-Pesa itapitia M-Pesa. But mostly if you're going to a financial institution, if it's KCB, you're going to be disbursed through the KCB account that you opened. Okay, so you need a bank account. You need to do these things. For you to open a bank account in Kenya, you only need an ID, the original ID, a passport photo, a colored passport photo. There are those who take them. There are those who will tell you to go with the hard copy. Na pia wananidigi KRA pin yako. There are those who don't. But I don't know. But those are the 3 requirements for opening an account. And always remember, ask for ledger fees. Kama hiyo account unafungua iko na ledger fees, na kama iko na minimum balance. Do not forget to ask those questions. Okay, so open yourself an account, get yourself an ATM, bank. And if you don't have a business or if you don't have employment, start from where you are. Okay, start from where you are. And enda ukijenga pole pole, start from small. There's something about banks that I love. It's because that they don't discriminate. Ati unauza chai na kibuyu, unazungusha uzi na kibuyu, ati wasemea wata kujengea. No, the moment they see that commitment, the moment they see that money is coming in, that's all they care about. Kuna pesa inaingia, hii biashara yake inampatia this. And if we do this and this for her, she can be able to get to this level. That's all they want you to do. That's all they want you to convince them. And you're not going to convince them through stories. Let me tell you, there are those people who come to the bank, anakuja anakupea story, anakuambia unajua ni aje Flo, kuna vile maisha ko hivi, kuna vile kuko hivi, biashara haiko poa, hata bibi yake amelazwa hosi, kuna vile kuna hivi, hata rent sijaweza kulipa, ndo maana nilikuwa nataka unipatie loan ya like 100 niweze kuboost biashara. The moment you give me a story like that one, I'm like, if I give you this 100,000, number one, kuna utalipa rent, sijui kama ya kwako umelipa ama ni ya biashara. Number one, kuna 30k itaenda kwa rent. Number 2, kuna 20k itaenda kulipia your son's wife hosi bill. Another one, pesa itaenda kwa stock ni kidogo sana. And but at that point I'm like, that is a bad loan. That is a very, very bad loan. And then there's this other person, we have the same problem. Amekuja kwa mbeniaje Flo, I am a business person, I have this business, even though nimekuwa nikifanya, my business gives me this amount, these are the statements, in the business records zangu, biashara yangu inanipatia hii pesa, lakini siku hizi juu ya vile mambo imeenda chini, sales zimeenda chini kidogo. But then because nimeona kuna vile I can be able to diversify, niongeze vitu kama duvet ama niongeze M-Pesa, ndo hizi nini zangu ziende juu kidogo. And you know, when you start giving me a story like that, I'm like, okay, this is person mwenye anajua ni nini anafanya. Don't go there with stories za kufanya uhurumiwe, because no one is gonna feel that for you. There are people who are moved. And I remember there's a time I disbursed a bad loan. There's a lady who came. I have a weakness with kids. Let me tell you something. When I see a kid kwa barabara ama mama kwa barabara naomba, you see these people who borrow kwa barabara na kona mtoi, I'm telling you, I make sure I give them something. I have a weakness with kids. And this lady came to me. akakama alikuwa amerifaiwa na another friend, another client of mine, akakuja na katoi that day, and they were looking like she wanted 10,000. There's another product at Choice we had that is called Chemsha Biashara, where you're given 10k and then you pay 2525 every week, and alikuwa anauza avocado. So you know these businesses that you cannot be able to know for sure kama ni yake, because kama mtu ako hapo na ako na wheelbarrow na avocado, there's no you can be able to tell ni yake. So I was like, okay, this is what you're selling, okay, you need, this is where you live, and I was sure this is where she lived. And every time akikuja alikuwa anakaa na mtoi, and I was like, no, I really need to help her. And I remember I gave her 7,000. I didn't give her 10k, I gave her 7k. Na hiyo pesa alikuwa anataka ya kwenda kwa ushago, alikuwa anatafuta fare, and she went, and that money up to today has never been paid. Please don't call me to ask me who she is, but it has never been paid, and I really felt bad. But then don't go there ukifikiria utahurumiwa. No, you're gonna find very many different people, and right now I cannot be able to give you money because I have been lending at outside, and when it comes to money, my friend, people are dangerous. People are dangerous when it comes to money. So don't go there with stories zenye ati unasema ukimwambia atakuhurumia, hiyo loan itafanywa ikuwe speedy. No, the moment you show her the problems that you have outside your business, the more you're giving him reasons not to give you that loan. You need to be professional, walk in like a boss, and show them this is what my business needs. This is where I am, this is where I want to be, and I need your support. There are things that people need to know about you, na kuna vitu they don't need. Don't go telling people things they don't need to know about you. No, those are things that you need to do and deal with them yourself, but then tell them the relevant things that are gonna help with the process. All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video there, because I don't think kuna kitu yenye sijasema. Other than all those things, make sure you start something. I don't think I have mentioned a lot about those people who are employed, but then there's something about employment. I used to love employment. Those Checkoff loans, I used to love them, because kuna vile ukishaguza pesa kulipa hiyo loan inakuaga hatari, inakuaga noma. Ati upewe pesa ulipe. That's why most business loans are defaulted. Those Checkoff loans are very good. You are as important. As I finish, let me say this, and I'm saying this from a point of love. You are as important as that position you hold in that institution. Kama you are a HR, if today they come and tell you we don't need a HR in this institution, what are you going to do? You're just going to take your bags and leave. You are as important as that position. So if there's a way you can be able to maximize and make sure you utilize every opportunity that you have in there to grow yourself, start something outside. If you can be able to qualify for a Checkoff loan ukiwa hapo ndani, make sure you take that loan, do a project, start a side hustle, start a business, buy a car, do anything that you want to do. There's nothing sweet like a Checkoff loan, because your pesa, as long as umeyeka ikue within an installment that you can be able to afford yenye haita kusumbua, that loan is the sweetest, because they give you the longest periods ever. For you to qualify for a Checkoff loan, if you're employed, number one, it's either unapitishia pesa yako in a certain bank, unapitishia pesa yako kwa certain bank, na kuna wale watu wenye wanalipwa kama uko kwa hizi makampuni na nini, you know you paid through a bank, and that bank can give you money, especially kama umepitisha mshahara yako for a very long time. You have the right pay slips, you have the statement to show, uko na hiyo letter of comfort, uko na letter of appointment, and you're in permanent employment. They can be able to give you a loan based on that, especially if you have been in employment for long. Another time, there are those people who are paid, unapewa cash ama unafanya nini. If you paid cash, if you're there, you are an employer, and you know uko na watu kama 20 ama 30 that are depending on you, and the salaries are not that high. Especially I've dealt with our walimu wa private schools. Their salaries are not that high. Unapata kuna watu wanalipwa 10k, 15k, 18,000, 20,000. That's not bad money. But then unapata huyu mtu akona projects, akona familia anasaidia, and the beauty of loans is that it comes in lump sum. When I give you this money, I'm gonna give you like 100,000 nakupatia yote, and then I give you time to pay it in installments, pole. That means I can be able to do something with this money. So if you're there, you are an employer, and there's a way you can be able to help these people. You can be able to approach a financial institution, easy ndogo, microfinance banks, SACCOs, and those things. Have an MOU with them on how they can be able to help your staff in a way that if wanalipwa, they can be able to tengeneza a product for them where they can be able to be giving them loans kidogo kidogo and also for a long period of time. If there is a way you can be able to do that for your staff, please make sure you do that. Approach a financial institution, draft an MOU, pitishia mishahara yao uko, and then make sure they are being given loans. There are those people who cannot be given loans ati wanalipwa cash ama wanani. If there is a way you can be able to assist that person, please do. If you're there, you paid cash na mwenye amekuandika si mtu ataelewa nini, please make sure you take that point of opening a bank account for yourself. Ukilipwa peleka hiyo pesa hapo, hata kama you're gonna withdraw it within a day or two, but it's always recommended, tell them to pitishia uko, badala kukupea cash mwambie ke mpesa akutumie kwa hiyo account, because that way the person who is analyzing that statement will know huyu mtu ulipwa na hii kampuni at this time, instead of you kuchukua hiyo cash uende uweke na the next day utoe. Because something about salaries is that you have it today, tomorrow you don't have it. Ni kama inakuwaga imerogwa, you have money today, tomorrow you don't have it. You pay your bills, and that's why I'm telling you, if there's a way you can be able to create your portfolio in a way that you can be able to get a loan. Loans are good. Loans are very, very good. They are sweet. Lakini usichukue longer periods. They are loan. I'm going to be telling you about these things as we go on, because I feel like the more I talk, the more I get more content. I don't want to share everything in this video, because I think, like right now, it's I think an hour. I may record for an hour and I have another. So please make sure you like this video. If there's something that you want to know, I have told you, for you to qualify for a loan here in Kenya, number one, you need to have a source of income. Number two, you need to have documentations. Number three, you need to have a clean CRB. Number four, you need to have a bank statement or an M-Pesa statement, depending on the financial institution. Number five, you need to have a good CRB report. You need to have security. You need to have guarantors. And there are other few things zenye nimekuambia kama personal documentation like national ID, KRA PIN, passport photos. We have all those kind of things. You need to write down a budget of what you want to do with the money. Okay, you need to draw a sketch map. Lazima uonyeshe, everything is documented. Hakuna story ati naishi pale Total pale chini. No. You need to draw it down. Lazima nijue mahali unaishi from the file. I told you this loan before it's disbursed inapitiaga so many people, and for me, I'm just a carrier. I'm just preparing that file, and when I go there, I present it the way it is. So they are gonna be dealing with the file. So lazima kila kitu ikuwe kwa file. Every time they request for this documentation, don't feel offended that they are asking you for too much and you are only requesting for like 50 or 100,000. There's no little money in Kenya. Hakuna pesa kidogo. Money is money, even if it's 1,000 bob. So those documentation that they are requesting, please make sure you avail them, and make sure you're presenting them in the way that they are gonna convince someone else to, yes baby come, in a way that they are gonna convince someone else to give you money. So thank you very much for listening to me. I'm sorry for my voice and everything, the lighting and everything, but thank you very much. I'm sure you learned. I hope that you learned something from this video. I'm gonna be dropping another video next week on Monday on the things that you need to consider before you take a loan, before you borrow a loan. You might have all this documentation, you might have all these things in place, but then when you take a loan and there's something that you just miss, could bring down from Z to A, ama from 100 to 0. So please make sure you click on that subscribe button, subscribe, and also click on the notification bell, so that every time I post a video, you will be the first person to be notified. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I love you. If you have any questions, any queries, I remember I told you I'm not an expert in this. I only brought you this information from a credit officer's point of view. This is something that I've been doing, and I hope that I've made it as simple as possible. So please, if you have any queries, if you have any questions, please make sure to air them in the comment section, and feel free to talk to me, chat with me, my email address, everything, and thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.